It's a wonderful good morning to you, Grenada, Petite Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. It's the 22nd day of the month of December. Indeed, it's a glorious experience being up and about and being in the land of the living, still being here to continue our divine purpose. I'm Joseph Cadore. We say thanks for being part of this broadcast right here in Classic 105.5 and 105.9 on the FM band. Again, good morning, a warm Wednesday good morning to you, wherever you are, those of you here at home, across the region, and in other parts of the diaspora. We say thanks for being part of this timeless opportunity to become the next version of who we can be. We've slept, we've rested, and we're up and about, and we're ready to pursue and commit ourselves to the demands and askings of another really great day. And for those who probably had a difficult night for whatever reason, we certainly hope that the joy of the Spirit and the Spirit of the Christ child will somehow illuminate within you and give you the courage and the peace that you need to continue to traverse this pathway in life. Whatever your troubles, whatever your circumstances they are, I say to you, they're only but temporary. And that is the fact. We are on a journey, and we're just passing through. Whatever the situation is, time changes everything. The question is, what is your perspective? Is your glass half empty, or is it half filled? That's a question that needs to be answered this morning. And so we thank God for being here, being up and about, and in the land of the living, and we commit ourselves to being better than we were yesterday. Well, let's move right along and see. We start with the word of the day, and the word of the day, it's exasperate. Exasperate, and it's a verb. Exasperate, and it's a verb which means to cause irritation or annoyance to someone, or to excite the anger of someone. And exasperate is spelled E-X-A-S-P-E-R-A-T-E. Exasperate. Exasperate. E-X-A-S-P-E-R-A-T-E. The word of the day, exasperate, and certainly you had an opportunity to add in the word to your vocabulary. Again, it's to cause irritation or annoyance. It is to make somebody angry or annoyed. The criticism of his latest movie is sure to exasperate his admirers. I certainly hope today you'll try your best not to do anything to anger, to irritate, or to exasperate anybody, especially those that means so much to you and I. The word for today, exasperate. We're moving right along in the morning time. We now take a look at the thought of the day. And certainly, I want to declare to you that instead of focusing on how much is on your to-do list, you know what I've committed to myself? And I think you should just the same. You should start a to-be list. So there's always the to-do list, which highlights that which you have to do. No. It's no longer what you have to do. I'm starting to do my to-be list. That is what I want to be. I want to be happy. I want to be calm. I want to be loving, healthy, and I want to be awesome. My to-do list for today, instead of focusing on the to-do list, there's my to-be list. What is your to-be list? Mine starts with happiness. Mine starts with me being calm, loving, healthy, and super awesome. My list for today. You probably get a chance to share your list with me one day as we continue along this pathway of life. I know you keep me right on the clock. It is 19 minutes on to the hour. And did I say to you that it's a terrible thing, I think, in life to wait until you are ready? It's a terrible thing in life to wait until you are ready. I have this feeling that actually no one is ever ready to do anything. There is almost no such thing as ready. There is only now. Now. We live in the now and we live in the present. Let's do what has to be done. We waste time and energies and a lot of things trying to get ready. Will we ever be ready? And we procrastinate, we put off, we do all those sort of things. There's almost no such thing as ready. There is only now. And we're going to live in the present. That's exactly what we are going to do, whether you want to accept it or not. We're living in the now. I have to look at the COVID-19 dashboard. It is somewhere in here, though. But while we add it, though, I just want to say I have for you some tips, a daily tip from our friends from We Care Pharmacy. And our friends at We Care Family, they say to us this morning that small daily changes can help us develop a healthier lifestyle. And they encourage us to try adding a vegetable to each meal and exercising a few minutes per day. And voila, your journey to a healthier you has begun. Did you ever think about it? Sleep some more, change your environment, stress less, work on your hygiene, work on your diet, and voila, out of nowhere, your perspective in life changes. Just simple things you do on a daily basis, not overcommitting to it, but just doing that which you have to do. And as part of that conversation as well, you want to keep your brain as active as you possibly can. How do you do that? Well, keeping your brain active develops new skills. Keep your brain active and develop new workouts, improving concentration and reading. So remember the gardening, a puzzle. Yeah, get yourself one of those big 1,000-pieces puzzles and just lay it on the table. And every day, take 5 minutes that allows you to focus, concentrate on it. Develop your brain, massage your brain, allow your brain to think. It's good for you. The one last thing I want to, before, because the morning edition comes up in just a bit, and I know I had it a while ago with me, the COVID-19 dashboard. And it's quite interesting that we've not seen the COVID-19 dashboard in quite a while. And the day that it pops up bright and early, yes, it's to say to us, yes, irregrettably, that we have 12. We've been on zero for quite a while. We have been on zero for quite a while. We have 12 new confirmed cases. 2 persons are currently hospitalized, but the only consolation is that the cumulative death total is still at 200, and we're grateful for that. But we have 12 new confirmed cases, and certainly I know, please be careful. And there's nothing could be wrong with that. New deaths, 0. New recoveries, because so there's still a number of active cases. The active cases, they still remain there at 54, but with 12 new cases. A little bit of something to think about in the morning time. The morning edition is next right here in Classic in the morning time. Classic 105.5 and 105.9. For those of you that's on television, you get a repeat of some of the top stories from last evening. 16 minutes onto the hour. We get ready for the morning edition, and I'll be back with you on television on the other side of the clock.
Story tonight. Sir Carlisle Glean is being remembered as a man of integrity, as well as a patriotic Grenadian and devoted Christian who cared deeply for the people. This was one of the tributes as Grenadians paid tribute to the former Governor General who passed away on Tuesday. Gerard Joseph has that story.
Sir Carlisle Glean, GCMG, was a Grenadian politician who served as Governor General of Grenada from 2008 to 2013. He was educated at the University of Calgary with a bachelor's in education and a master's degree from the University of East Anglia. He was the Minister of Education in the NDC administration of Sir Nicholas Brafitt from 1990 to 1995, after which he retired from politics. In 2008, Sir Carlisle was appointed Governor General of Grenada as former Prime Minister Tillman Thomas took office.
A gentleman and scholar, a family man, and a devout Christian, Sir Carlisle was an outstanding and proud son of Wolf and Grenada and will be greatly missed. On behalf of the NDC and on my own behalf, and indeed the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, I extend my sincerest condolences to his wife, children, grandchildren, relatives, and friends. May his soul rest in peace.
In an exclusive with GBN, Thomas says the National Democratic Congress joins Lady Norma Glean and family, as well as the entire nation, in mourning the loss of his stalwart who served with distinction and integrity.
Well, I think his dedication to education, his commitment to educating our people and trying to promote educational institutions, he will be remembered as a great educator.
He served as Governor General until 2013, when he was succeeded by Governor General Dame Cecile Lagrenade, and the former Prime Minister hopes he will be honored.
Well, I expect the relevant authorities in Grenada to honor his memory. I mean, it's not too long ago, Mr. Ali Gill was talking about honoring Grenadians who have contributed toward the development and welfare of our country. And he was not only talking in the political context, but generally.
Sir Carlisle was also knighted with the Grand Cross of the Order of St. Michael and St. George by Queen Elizabeth II. Parliamentary representative of St. John, Alvin Dabrio, during Tuesday's Parliament sitting, also paid tribute to Sir Carlisle.
We had from St. John's, we had two, Sir Paul Schoon and Sir Carlisle, but he passed this morning, Mr. Speaker. So I want to, on behalf of the constituency, establish our condolences, extend our own condolences to he and his to the family, because he's now passed, and then we pray that his soul may rest in peace.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell reminisces on his interactions with the late Sir Carlisle Glean during his tenure as the leader of the opposition.
And there was an issue related to the government. I said, well, I called him, I said, look, I will not speak out on this issue, but I want to warn you, if you do not take a principled stand, I would have no choice. So I met with him, and this member here next to me, we were in opposition. He went with me to see Sir Carlisle, and I was very pleased, because I can't tell you what he said to us, but I was pleased that the decency of the man did not leave him. And therefore, it's good for us to pay tribute to a good person, a good son of the soil, just like Sir James has done for his country, and so on.
I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell joined his Vincentian colleague, Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves, and scores of Vincentian nationals to bid farewell to former Prime Minister Sir James Mitchell on Saturday. We get more in this Chrislina John report.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell joined his Vincentian colleague, Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves, and scores of Vincentian nationals to bid farewell to former Prime Minister Sir James Mitchell on Saturday. In a tribute delivered at the Kingston Methodist Church, Dr. Mitchell described Sir James as an upstanding Caribbean national, greatly revered for his political acumen, his love for country, his humility in service to people, and his commitment to regionalism. Sir James was described as a longtime friend to Grenada's Prime Minister. In fact, Dr. Mitchell credits him with being a central figure in his emergence as a leader, and he commended his humility.
From the humble beginnings in Beckway, St. James maintained his humility throughout his life and turned out to be a Caribbean leader of the highest repute. Humility and love are essential attributes, as far as I'm concerned, of any successful politician or any successful service-oriented person. And any display of arrogance, in my view, is likely to undermine whatever goodwill is created among supporters. Sir James was the epitome of a good politician. He was not only well respected at home, but he also played a significant role in the political and other developments elsewhere in the Caribbean.
Dr. Mitchell said he first met Sir James in 1972 when he captained the Grenada cricket team and they played against St. Vincent. Years later, their relationship was rekindled when he became involved in politics, and Dr. Mitchell spoke at length about his gratitude for the guidance Sir James provided. Legend, hero, stalwart, exemplary leader were some of the words the Grenadian leader used to describe Sir James, and he reflected on the many important lessons he learned through his friendship with the former Vincentian Prime Minister.
I've personally, as I've said it over and over, learned a lot from St. James, including the enduring value of friendship and the redeeming nature of political tolerance, something I believe is sadly lacking about many of our politicians today. We can be political opponents, but when it comes to matters of national interests, we must be able to put those differences aside and do what is best for the country and our people. Lying here before us is one of our greatest. In fact, our greatest.
Sir James was laid to rest on December 18th following a state funeral that began on mainland St. Vincent and culminated on the island of Bequia. Chrislina John, GBN News.
Words of caution are being issued to Grenadians as they head into the peak of the festive season. COVID-19 protocols are seemingly not being followed in some quarters, which have gained the attention of those who serve in the Houses of Parliament. Here's Gerald Joseph with that story.
Minister for Trade Oliver Joseph notes that as Grenadians have begun to celebrate Christmas, caution has been thrown to the wind in regards to the observance of protocols that limits the spread of COVID-19.
I've hardly seen people wearing masks, Mr. Speaker, as though the pandemic is over. I've already commented that there is no more COVID in Grenada, nobody dying, no new infection. But this is a virus that we always have to be on guard. See, there's a new strain. We don't know what will happen next.
Minister Joseph is thus urging citizens to ardently follow the protocols.
I want to urge the members of the public to please continue to observe the protocols as we celebrate this Christmas.
The RGPF has already expressed concerns about breaches of the Noise Control Act, whereby amplified songs in any public space are forbidden. During the Senate budget debate, Private Sector Senator Christopher Diali also called for caution to avoid any outbreak in the new year.
You could see from the release of the curfew how our people are behaving. It is an example that they come out from like prison, and the freedoms and the associated ways we behave. We pray because they are not observing the protocols, and we pray that when January hits, second week in January, and we start to test and we continue to test, we don't get the spike that none of us want. But we look at it and see how it goes.
Minister for Youth Kate Lewis and Education Minister Emmeline Pierre were also among the MPs who are urging care and attention during this festive season.
So I want to encourage all of our young people that while we celebrate, while we go out there to have fun, to be mindful that there are protocols out there that they should still ensure that they follow, and that would ensure that we can have a safe Christmas.
And I want to say in a general way that I'm satisfied that they have done well, but I want to admonish them this morning, please, to continue to follow all of the protocols. This is extremely important for us to remain in this relatively safe zone that we are in at this time.
I am Gerald Joseph for GBN News.
Are locals denied access, or should permission be sought before accessing one of Grenada's historic and tourist attraction sites, Fort Frederick? Chrislina John sought the answer to this question.
It was brought to the attention of the GBN claims made by one local woman attempting to give her child a tour of the facility during the past week, but was stopped by security at the site, who informed them that they are not allowed to enter. The individual, according to reports, pointed out that there were no cruise ships in port that day, which could have been a valid reason why entry was denied. The individual says she was told that they should contact the Ministry of Tourism to get permission to enter. GBN sought clarity from Press Secretary to Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell, Philomena Robertson, and a press release was issued from the Government Information Service stating that government-operated attractions and heritage sites, namely Fort Frederick, Fort George, Grand Etang, and Bathway, are opened for use by the general public, inclusive of cruise ship days. The release further stated, and I quote, "For the safety of nationals, visits to these sites by cruise visitors are carried out using bubble tours, that is, tours that are conducted in a controlled manner and scheduled in advance. As such, to avoid commingling with visitors and to ensure that visits by Grenadians do not coincide with a bubble tour on cruise call days, locals are encouraged to call the telephone number 440-0366 to make out the most appropriate time to access the sites." End of quote. Back in June 2020, several acts of vandalism forced the gates at Fort Frederick to be shut. GBN understands that obscene language was sprayed onto the walls and signs which provided details about the fort's history. Fort Frederick is one of several attraction sites which were booked for improvement work, which should have included the installation of perimeter fences and improved signage. Crystalina John, GBN News.
The government said it is moving speedily to address working conditions at the government printery. In a press release issued late Tuesday, government said the last in a series of assessments of the building was completed on Monday, and both interim and long-term solutions have been identified to resolve issues with the building. They immediately recommended course of action is to build up the roof to alleviate the leaking that occurs when it rains. The release further stated that the team at the Ministry of Infrastructure Development is currently completing the drawings for the structure, and rehabilitation work is expected to commence shortly. The government acknowledges the concern expressed by workers and their trade union and reaffirms its commitment to providing safe working conditions for public officers. Government's release follows protest action taken by the workers at the printery on Monday to express their dissatisfaction with their working conditions. The Ministry of Education has embarked on a review of fees being charged for entry into public secondary schools as well as for other school activities. Let's get more details in this Gerard Joseph report.
And the Minister of Education and member for St. Andrew Southeast provide the cost of registration upon entry to public secondary school for students who exit primary school in the state of Grenada.
A question raised by the leader of the opposition, Tobias Clement, has shed some light on a critical issue surrounding the education system. During the House of Representatives sitting on Tuesday, Clement brought forward a question to Education Minister Emmeline Pierre regarding the cost of registration for entry into public secondary schools. The Education Minister says historically there is no established fee that students in Grenada are required to pay on entering secondary school.
Various schools around our nation establish their own registration fee for students who are entering. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Education has flagged this as a concern, and we have started the process of consultation, particularly because of the financial burden that this has placed on parents nationwide.
According to the response given, despite the status quo, Minister Pierre notes that the issue also pertains to other fees charged for school activities.
The issue is not just, and in answering the question, it is not just a concern of government as it relates to registration, but various other things, such as graduation fees, for example, which restrict some parents from being able to even have their children participate. And so we have moved on this year so that the opposition leader would be aware. We have started the consultation process. We've completed that of principals. We are in the process now of engaging parents. We would be submitting something to Cabinet very soon so that we are able to standardize the fees as it relates to what parents have to pay in school.
The minister says that the law states that fees cannot be introduced without Cabinet approval. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Despite lockdowns and other restrictions as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, creative volunteers and committed donors still managed to raise thousands of dollars for cancer care charities and organizations across the region as CIBC First Caribbean celebrated the 10th anniversary of Walk for the Cure. We get more in this report.
The annual event, which normally features specially organized walks in September and October in the 16 territories where the bank operates, took on a different form based on the prevailing health directives in each territory again this year. The funds generated from walks and walk events, staff activities, as well as donations from long-standing and some new sponsors took the total funds raised this year to US $348,357.70. Topping the fundraising leaderboard was Cayman Islands, which broke all of its previous records to raise US $125,000. They were followed by the Bahamas on US $58,000 and Barbados with US $34,000. This year's funds take the overall amount raised across the region to just over $3 million in the last 10 years. A doubly elated walk co-chair and the bank's managing director, Wealth Management, Dan Wright, who led the fundraising efforts in Cayman, thanked the various walk managers, staff, fundraisers, and corporate sponsors for their tremendous efforts this year. I thank all who have contributed to making our 10th anniversary event so rewarding, and I look forward to working with you again next year, Wright said. He added that the bank's star charitable activity and the region's largest cancer fundraising event was again, quote, forced to refashion itself for the times. The prevailing COVID-19 conditions in each territory largely dictated what was done with the many virtual events taking the place of actual walks, unquote. However, fellow co-chair and managing director, retail and business banking, Mark St. Hill, noted that the challenging conditions truly brought out the creativity of staff and sponsors. I was truly impressed with the fundraising activities this year, from small walks, virtual events, special 10th anniversary sales, to even a walking dinner in Curacao, to treasure hunts and hikes, and the usual bake sales and t-shirt sales, St. Hill said. Both Wright and St. Hill paid special thanks and tribute to the bank's various across-walk managers who have spearheaded the coordination of walk activities and fundraising in each territory. They were especially full of praise for the walk managers who are used primarily to assist the purchase and maintenance of equipment used in the diagnosis and treatment of cancer patients. They are also used to provide assistance, care, and counseling to patients and their families, as well as to raise awareness and stress the importance of early detection through education campaigns across the region. For GBN News, I am Krista Campbell reporting.
Grenada's lone airport is to get additional improvement work as the country stands to benefit from a regional multi-million-dollar U.S.-financed project. We get more in this Chrislina John report.
The Maurice Bishop International Airport is among 4 regional airports slated for improvement under the U.S. $159 million Regional Air Transport Connectivity Project. The project will include the management of coastal areas and wildlife studies, COVID-19 response studies, and continued capacity building and training for firefighters. A public consultation was held in Caliste on the weekend to bring stakeholders up to speed on work to take place there, which would include instrument landing systems, 2 runway safety areas, and improvements to air navigation to the sister isle. Airports engineer is Aluku, Dublin.
We are expecting some additional navids, like an ADS-B. We'll be also installing an ILS, albeit a hybrid version of the ILS system. We will also be installing an ATIS. These things are just to facilitate the air traffic control capabilities to improve air traffic control capabilities of the airport. Right? And we will also be doing a study to see how we can also improve the air navigation into Carriacou Airport. So the main focus is on MBIA, right? But we understand also the importance of Carriacou to the issue of the connectivity between the islands, the tri-island state.
A permanent cargo facility will also be constructed, which will improve the export of goods and facilitate trade, both on a regional and international level.
We will be constructing part of the cargo facility, which would help us to move to a permanent structure. And for that, we are also presently getting the consultants, engaging consultants to optimize the designs and make sure that whatever we construct will meet the current needs of the airport, and of course look a bit into the future. As I said, the idea is to do a full-scale cargo facility with hangars, cargo apron and the sorts. But initially what we're going to do is install the cargo facility to take care of the immediate needs. Right? There are some other things that would be done. For example, currently with the runway, we don't have RESAs, right? So we'll be installing RESAs. RESA is just abbreviation for runway and safety area, right? And it's just an area that is installed to just in case you have an overshoot of an airplane, right? The area is designed to slow down the movement of the aircraft, so you wouldn't overshoot past the gate into the area. So
Dublin added that a temporary facility is being built to accommodate the immediate needs. Christelina John, GBN News.
And now let's turn our attention to what has been creating a buzz on social media. Christelina John has been looking around the platforms.
We present the news. You analyze the various topics and distill the issues as they unfold. Your distillation points matter as we're about to highlight them in our Social Buzz Report.
Police have reported 43 accidents in a single weekend. The head of the Traffic Department, Superintendent Randy Connaught, says this is a cause for concern. GBN brought you this story, and you, our online audience, took to the comment section to air your views. Empress Cadore says, seriously, this is very ridiculous. Some drivers just go about careless, and some of them really getting on with these bright lights in the night too. I don't understand why when it's inspection they have to remove it, and after that no one is checking on it again. Romel C. Batiste says the police can't be everywhere, to which Empress Durham responded, Romel C. Batiste, it is true. That's why we as drivers should use our common sense. Sorrel Dodd comment, this is absolutely ridiculous. Take away their license and impound their cars with fines to get their cars back. Gypsy Pip says, no sign of police in cars stopping cars when speeding or criminally overtaken due to bad time management. James added, traffic police must enforce the law more effectively to get better results. Carlton KB suggests, stop the people from using phones while driving. That's a major distraction. And finally, Benjai says, okay, the road is small, the road bad, plenty inexperienced drivers. What do you think was going to happen? That's a wrap for tonight's Buzz. Continue to share your thoughts and concerns with us on our social media platforms.
It will not come in time for Christmas, despite the physical structures being completed and construction coming to a halt for several weeks at the Chinese low-income houses. Opposition Senator, while debating the 2022 budget, said she was flabbergasted to hear that the houses will not be distributed until next year. Gerard Joseph has that story.
Moving in just in time for Christmas is not a wish that will be granted for those looking to occupy one of the Chinese low-income houses located in various communities around Grenada. Opposition Senator Tessa Sincere, however, noted that from all indications and research, the units are complete and ready for distribution.
And there is apparently no reason known to us. Let me finish my contribution. You'll get your time to respond. There is no reason known to us, and And I reiterate that no reason known to us. If there was a reason, then it would have been prudent for you to let us know the reason. There is no reason known to us as to why these units were not distributed.
Thus, she was left disappointed to learn that those units were not part of the Christmas gifts from government.
It would have been an awesome gesture, Mr. Deputy President, to deliver these housing units before Christmas to some very needy families. Why wait? Why wait until 2022? If they are ready now, then distribute them.
Government Senator Nolan Cox, however, said the housing units are not fully complete. Senator Cox noted that the handover of the final phase of construction at the Buseju housing scheme is yet to be done.
And we have some boundary issues because a main water pipe have to go to the housing scheme, and so there are some challenges to some surveys, and so we just fine-tuning those matters just to ensure that we do not find ourselves in a legal pickle whereby we encroaching on personal land without permission. So that is being addressed, and it was our hope that to have that pipe work completed by the 1st of December, but we are a little bit delayed on the Buseju project. So that site has not been officially handed over as yet.
The senator said properly handing over the housing units is government's focus while not creating unnecessary chaos.
All we are saying is we are going to prepare everything. The Ministry of Housing, Social Development, they have received applications. Mr. Deputy President, and one of the biggest challenges is that persons, how it is done, it doesn't have anything to do, not because the housing is in St. David's, somebody from St. Andrews cannot apply for housing. That's not how it is done. So it is for everybody.
The government center highlighted that extra water supplies in the form of storage tanks will be an addition to all the sites to prepare for water interruptions, and his ministry is working with NAWASA in this regard. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell has expressed gratitude to the United States for the supply of additional 69,030 doses of Pfizer COVID-19 vaccines received last week. Receiving a courtesy call last Thursday from Deputy Chief of Mission at the United States Embassy, Barbados, Dave Schneider, the Prime Minister expressed his gratitude to the U.S. government for its support in the fight against COVID-19. Prime Minister Mitchell told his counterpart that Grenadians are showing interest in the Pfizer vaccine, and he is hopeful that more people will take advantage of the increased availability of this particular vaccine to protect themselves against the virus. The Prime Minister lamented the level of misinformation about the pandemic and vaccines, but he affirmed the government's commitment to continuing the education process and encouraging vaccination. He reiterated government's position that it will not mandate the vaccine, but will opt instead for moral suasion as health officials continue the push to achieve herd immunity. In his remarks, Mr. Schneider said the United States is pleased to facilitate the vaccine donation, as they believe that no one is safe until everyone is safe. And now let's take a peek through the GBN ISAW lens.
This is the alley between Halifax Street and Melville Street. Our citizen journalist wants to raise awareness of the illegal dumping of waste material in this area. Our ISAW reporter says, quote, "These merchants must make private arrangements for the removal of their garbage and not block our alleys and walkways in the capital city," unquote. Experts say that there are long-term health and environmental effects related to waste exposure and illegal dumping. We thank our ISAW reporter for this submission. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
You have been waiting on it all year. Now, it's your chance to make this Christmas better than ever. Get the extra cash you need with a Make This Christmas Better loan from the GUT Credit Union. Get up to $50,000 to celebrate your Christmas and make your holiday dreams come true. Home improvements, new furniture, a vehicle, debt consolidation, or even a vacation. We can help you get there. Yes, you can. Make this Christmas better with the GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
You're already ill and have no time or energy to walk every which way to access your healthcare needs. So come to Spice Isle Imaging on the Carenage for a one-spot stop for all your health service needs. Ultrasound and laboratory services are also available. So for that moment when life makes demands on you, you can make demands on us. Visit us at Spice Isle Imaging, Carenage, St. George's.
Introducing YouTube and TikTok to the Digicel Prime Bundle. Now get 1 GB daily to enjoy more YouTube. Plus 1 GB daily to like more TikTok videos. It's simply more entertainment bundled together. Get a 7-day bundle for $35 in My Digicel. More apps, more data, more fun. Digicel, better together.
Get vaxxed, hey, hey, vaccinated. Get vaxxed, hey, hey, get vaccinated. Vaccinated. So wear your mask, wash your hands, and practice social distance. This is we chance to advance. Come let we fight this COVID at once. So come on, let we fall in line. We want to come back to with social life. Island wide, so come on, let we fight it to protect we and we family.
This is a message from the Grenada Red Cross and the Ministry of Health.
Let's get tough on breeder larceny. It will destroy our economy. Larceny threatens our food security. Can hurt us locally, hurt us globally. To all the buyers, ask for license from all produce sellers. To all the people, from police for them thieving fellas. To all the families, don't steal produce from your brother. Then you sell it to traffickers, hotels and street vendors. Nah, man. Let's do all we can to stop breeder larceny. New vigilance, new laws, and a tough judiciary. Stop Grenada's organized business crime. It's time.
To report breeder larceny, call 300.
Ultratech gasoline and diesel, available only at Rubis stations.
Give your child the advantage he or she needs with Destined to Win Tutoring and Aftercare Academy. Destined to Win caters to students at all levels of primary and secondary school, meeting students at their individual needs. We also provide an aftercare for kindergarten students. Registration is only $50 and begins on December 21st. Call Mrs. Bartholomew, a qualified educator with over 35 years experience, and secure a spot for your child today. Destined to Win is located on Tempe Main Road, St. George. Call 405-8282 for more information. Destined to Win Tutoring and Aftercare Academy. With God, failure is not an option.
to rejoin our friends on television in just a bit. And we say, well, thank you and welcome back and good morning to our television viewers. Those of you that's on GBN's Channel 7, Channel 11, and Channel 20, or wherever you are, if you're online via the World Wide Web at www.gbn.gd, or possibly you're locking in via our Facebook page or our YouTube channel. We say thanks for being part of the broadcast. Thanks for being part of this magical morning experience, an experience that allows us to change who we are and continue to march on to bigger, better, and greater things. Yes? Good morning to you. We're getting ready to say good morning to a special guest of ours, and he is no stranger to the GBN. Certainly, he's the president of GAB. Good morning to you, Nick. How are you?
Good morning, Joseph. How are you doing this morning?
I am wonderful to see you up and about, and you're ready to conquer the world.
Yes, I already did. I already went out for my little calisthenics this morning, so I'm on top of the world. I'm ready to go.
I get the feeling.
Rush back to catch you for this time.
I get the feeling you're trying to keep up with somebody.
Myself.
You say,
I'm trying to catch myself. I
thought it was a 99-year-old lady that inspired you to greater things in life.
Oh boy.
I was wondering.
Well, let's get to that in a minute. But let me say good morning to all our listeners, Grenada, Carriacou, PD Martinique, and wherever you've joined us on web, wherever medium you choose. Welcome, and good morning from warm, sunny, bright Grenada. Welcome.
Indeed,
if you're not already here, you're missing out.
If you're not here, you are in fact missing out. The best place. I was telling somebody the other day, one of the the gentleman from the U.S. Embassy, I was telling him that Grenada should have originally been called Paradise, but we didn't work fast enough to patent it. That Paradise should be used exclusively for Grenada. We didn't get around to that quick enough.
Wow.
So we had to.
Right.
Yeah, but outside of that,
you have to share it with everybody.
We have to share it with everybody. But we know in our hearts that this is paradise. This is in fact paradise. It is in fact.
It is definitely paradise. See, whichever way you want to define paradise, we are it.
But it's interesting, Nick, why we say it, and we say it laughably. When you consider our way of life, yes, many would accuse us of being laid back, laissez-faire, maybe a throwback to the past. But when you consider our lives, I mean, what care do we have in this world? We just go through. We're happy. We're just peaceful. Every now and again, somebody does something a little bit off the handle, and we have to worry about it. And like, okay, but by the greater parts, we're good, Nick.
We're excellent. I am saying we're good. We're excellent. We're beyond good. Gentleman, and every time I visit his office, and I would say, "How are you?" He would give me the biggest, brightest smiles, when the eyes and everything twinkle, and he says, "Just another day in paradise." And he would emphasize the paradise. I say, Lord have mercy. And you know where that gentleman was originally from? Minnesota in the Northwest United States.
Cool country, country.
You understand?
Whoa.
And he would say, it's another day in paradise because of Grenada. But we remiss. You were alluding to an event we had at GARP about a week or two ago at a lovely venue, Mi Hacienda, and it was generously donated to us to host an event for seniors. And we had about 25 to 30 people come to that event. And one of our honored guests was the dear mother of the Prime Minister of Grenada. And come to learn, the lady that's in the room to prove to everyone, this is not talk, this is action.
Right.
And she did about 10 jumping jacks straight. And did not break us breath, didn't sweat, didn't huff or puff. And I was just sitting there. I had to sit down to watch it because I could not believe what my eyes were seeing. And I said to her, if I am 99 and God spared my life and I can do that, everything else with me is good.
You have achieved it. You have achieved it all.
About. Exactly.
And what did she tell you that was the secret to long life, though?
The secret. Here it is. The secret to long life. Forgive quickly. Don't carry somebody else's baggage with you. Somebody upset you, forgive them and move on. Somebody did something to you, forgive them and move on. Don't carry the baggage along. I sit there and I thought about it and I said, Lord, look at it. It's so simple as that. Yeah? So simple as that. Imagine somebody upset. You drive, here's an example. You're driving to work.
Right.
Somebody give you a bad drive, as creators would say, and you're huffing and you're puffing, you're blowing your horn. The man is in his vehicle, the man and the woman is in the vehicle and listen to the music. They're paying no attention.
No heed to you.
And you just raising your blood pressure, your anxiety's gone up, your cholesterol gone up, your sugar gone up, and this person just gone on the way. If you forgive that and forget about it, you're right in a calm, cool, comfortable space.
Let it go. Let it go.
A real golden nugget right there.
Yeah, but I think it's part of our culture. We like to talk about giving peace of mind. And you know what? I don't know why I know we're generous people, but why is it we find it so easy to give a piece of our mind away? Maybe that's why we are the way that we are. We've given it too much of it. Hold on to your mind. Exactly. Just let it go. Let it go.
Yeah, exactly. Your mind is precious, you know?
It is precious.
The NWAC, that mind is a terrible thing to waste.
It is indeed a terrible thing to waste. And while the mind is just... You were saying?
I think that, you know, we're here at the Christmas season again, Joseph. Could you imagine 2021 came with such hopes we all have, and 2020 was miserable enough, right?
Yes.
So we all had great hopes riding on 2021.
And they were dashed before we could say Jack Robinson.
Exactly. But here we are, coming up, celebrating another Christmas. And I think it's appropriate that we take some time to give thanks for all the things that have happened so far. A lot of good things happened in 2021. I mean, we would all like to forget about 2020. And if you take a page from Ms. Mitchell, forget about it, forgive it, and move on, we'll be good. But still, we need to give thanks and for everything we do, and forever always remember the reason for Christmas is to celebrate the birth of our Lord and Jesus Christ and Savior, and give thanks for that. That's the main thing we have to keep in mind. And he taught us that, you know, the greatest rule is to love thy neighbor as I love you. So if this is Christmas season and we live by that mantra,
right,
let us reach out to our neighbors. Yeah? Or reach out to our friends. It's been a whole year. Have you spoken to some friends maybe you haven't spoken to a while? Send them a little call, make a little message, send it to them, brighten up the day. You know, your neighborhood, you can just look around your neighborhood and you can see people in need. And, you know, you don't have to do anything. You make sorrel, put some in a bottle and says, here, neighbor. Yeah?
It's that simple.
I bake a bread. Here, neighbor. I bake a cake. If you can't give him the whole cake, cut half and says, listen, I'm sharing with you. Yeah? Come and enjoy. Have a Merry Christmas. Have a conversation with somebody. Just reach out. Talk to somebody. As a child growing up, my grandmother had lots of friends in the neighborhood, which means I have to be carrying basket after basket after basket.
Such was the way of life back then, Nick.
Exactly. It was a share. Everybody shared something. Yeah? And I had one neighbor I used to look forward to for ginger beer. She made the most delicious ginger beer. I have no idea what she put in it, but I always look forward to go there to get her ginger beer.
She put love in it.
You understand? And as a child, you would reach halfway home, you would stop, crack the bottle open, and
take a swig. Confession is good for the soul.
Exactly. But as children, that's what you do. You know, as children, the ham come out of the oven, you go and pinch a piece when mom and daddy's not looking, and all of these little things.
And not just any piece, Nick. You have to piece a piece on the bottom side, below, where it's not that visible. Or when
who's confessing now?
Or when the bread comes out of the oven, you got to peel it and when it was stuck together, you just pull that little.
Joseph, you're giving away everything now.
I think at this stage of my life, Nick, it doesn't change anything. But it's part of the experience, and I keep saying, Nick, and I mean we'll get into that. But I think I keep saying, for me, Christmas, if you ask me, it's about those memories that that envelopes you as a child, that you carry with you throughout your lifetime, that allows you to smile in the difficult moments. You have these wild, crazy memories of what you did. Now, so on Christmas Day, you're playing in just this natural warmth in the air. The air felt different, the language is different, the conversation, and you just knew it. You knew that you knew that you knew.
Exactly. I mean, you just enjoyed it. It was a warm, like she says, a warmth of Christmas. It was just there. The energy, the vibe, everything was there. It was just cool. Like you said it perfectly. Love. It was just love. Everybody was sharing the Christmas love. Yeah? And with that, we at GARP endeavored to do that. Right. We had said that event at Mi Hacienda, where we had the people come out. We had a busload came all the way from Grenville, came down and joined us there. So we had a very lovely time there. We also hosted some events at our Welcome Center on Carney James Boulevard, right next to Poolan. And we had a tea party there again, and we had some people come out. We also had a bring and come. Yeah, you bring something to eat, you bring something to drink, and you just come and socialize and talk. Right. I think we left there after 9 that night. Everybody just sat around talking, music playing, we dance, we talk, and we just had a great time with each other. Yeah, reminiscing just as we there, talking about the different issues. Some of it got pretty heavy with some of the topics you could well imagine.
You can, yes, that's the natural course of life. It is, in fact, a natural.
Good fun.
It is, and there's so much to talk about, Nick, because I mean, the year, as we alluded, it has been difficult. We've lost loved ones. We've seen there's emotional hardships. I think the worst of it is not the economics of it, but emotionally. And I say the challenge, Nick, going forward is our mental status. How do we keep it together in our head? And those sort of social encounters, it helps to exhale. Just to release the pressure on the valve just a bit, that you go, I needed this.
Exactly, and that's exactly that's why we push so hard to see how we can make these events work, given everything that's been in place, the protocols and everything else. And once the people start coming in and we says, okay, we have to maintain these protocols, and everyone found a way to make it work.
Right.
Everyone found a way to make it work. You're right. There is some underlying issues that is just bottled up there under pressure, as you say, and we need to address it. Yeah? There's lots of us there, young, middle-aged, and older persons that's under some tremendous pressure these days. And we must find a way to release that. Yeah? Conversations, just simple talking to somebody can help. You never know what that person is going through. Just have a little conversation with them and talk with them, yeah? And look them in the eye and pay attention. And if you realize something is more than you can help, reach out to somebody else. Reach to an organization like us. Reach out to the government, the Ministry of Social Development. There's many other agencies, NGOs out there that can help, yeah? And all you need to do is reach out and say, listen, so-and-so needs some help. I see something there and I don't like it. Let's reach out. Let's not get it to a stage where somebody's doing something and everybody's wondering, oh, why did nobody pick up on that? But maybe you saw it already, but you chose not to do anything. Let's all do something. Yeah?
And you know something,
and I think
Nick?
Once we start doing that, we will see some benefits.
The fear that there is that very often, Patricia says, I love that, JC, the peel in the middle of the bread where it was stuck together. Which child hasn't done that? Please, come, seriously. Who haven't done that? I mean, come on. If you didn't peel the side of the bread, and always you have the fear that you peel the first piece out, you went back, and then you realize all of a sudden, my God, there's a hole developing here. It's a hole. But I was saying to you, one of the challenges always that people sometimes they sort of hesitate to help, because they're fearful that it may require a financial demand on them. But very often you'll be surprised, Nick, that what people want from you is not necessarily anything financially. I've found out that certain people, and a person just wants somebody to listen to them. Just to listen, hear them out. Don't say anything, don't judge me, don't ask me how and why, and if you have half an hour, just sit and listen. Okay, I understand. No problem. Interesting. Okay then. Cool. Don't judge me. And then say thank you. That's all. And It is a gift that a lot of us we have, but when we always worry about maybe it requires finances and this and that. Just listen to somebody. Take 5 minutes from our busy schedule and listen to them, Nick.
But Joseph, listening is not as easy as you think it is.
Well, it's true. It's true.
Exactly. So listening, sometimes we listen, but in our head we're thinking of a reply.
Right.
Which means you're not present. You need to be present and actually listen to the person. And it's not very hard. It's a very soft skill, but it can be learned. Yeah? Just stay and pay attention to that person. Look them in the eye. As you say, the eyes are the windows to the soul, and speak with them and listen to them. And you will be amazed at what these people, and you as a person can learn something too, because trust me, a lot of these people are carrying tremendous experiences that they haven't shared with anybody. And you could be that person they shared it with, and you can be the beneficiary of that knowledge.
And it's happy that you're saying that as a person that's president of the Grenada of GAP as it is. I've had the experience of conversing over the period of my life with some senior citizens. And you know, these folks, they are just full of warmth, love. They can take you on a journey that is and they can discuss anything, you know, Nick. Politics, sports, love, sex, and you'd be surprised at their age, the way, the terms they would use to describe their experiences in life. You start going, okay, interesting. But one of the points you made, and I think here's what's lacking in our society, Nick. We talked about being able to be an active listener and being able to look through the eyes, the windows of the soul. But you know, one of the challenges with that is that how we have been cultured. We've grown up in a society where we've always been told, looking somebody in the eyes is said to be rude. Don't look at me like that. When you're talking to me, I'm looking at you. So we've grown up and we've told our children, don't do that. So all our lives, you watch us as most Caribbean children, Grenadian children, heads down. And we're not making the eye contact. And it's a culture that has to change. And maybe as you go through the season, maybe as friends and families comes around, maybe it's a good time, Nick, that we start practicing, looking each other in the eyes and tell me, yo, Nick, what's going on, bro? Talk to me. Tell me.
Exactly. And when you do that, it changes the whole perception. The person knows that, yes, this person is paying attention to me. Yeah, they're engaged with me. And that's the main thing about it, yeah? And in practice with your family, as you say, you know, when you speak with your children. If you ever observe a kindergarten teacher and she wants to get a child's attention, she doesn't stand any longer. She gets down on her knees and gets to the child's level and engage the child. And that changes the whole situation, yeah? Because you want that child now to pay attention. But Joseph, here, it's Christmas. You know, I don't know about you, but I'm still looking for some black cake and sorrel and ginger beer and all of those things there.
Well, you could keep looking, brother. God is good. You're looking. I like your faith.
I'm looking.
On Christ, the solid rock you stand. Faith will move mountains.
And I have faith I will find some.
I hope you're looking with a great expectation.
Exactly. We'll go forward and prosper. I'm looking for great expectation. But talking about great expectation, I want to take a couple of minutes here, Joseph, to say thank you to some people who stood out for us and came and helped us out in a tremendous way. One, Mr. John Crow out in Brooklyn, New York. This man is incredible.
Right.
Joseph, let me tell you, incredible. Containers of goods and shipped to Grenada. Yeah? And GARP got some of those items. We got walkers, chairs, you name it, goods, pots, pans, you name it. He packed it into that container and got it into Grenada. And, you know, all at no cost to us.
Wow.
We got volunteers in New York to donate the goods, volunteers in New York to pack the containers. Got a shipper to ship it in Grenada. Volunteers here in Grenada to unpack the Grenada, separate it out, and make sure it was delivered to where it was needed.
Collaborative effort.
Incredible. Yes, I tip my hat off to you, sir. Good morning to you. I know you'll be listening. Also want to thank the government of Grenada through the Ministry of Social Development. They are incredible also. They really stepped up and helped us out. whenever we come across somebody that we, in certain situations, we cannot take on. Yeah, but we go to them and they guide us to where we can find the help that person needs. The people, the caregivers with Brent Case, these people come to us every Thursday and cook a meal and deliver the meal to the people who need it.
Nice.
Every Thursday. Yeah. I want to also thank Bulk Buy. They always step up and help us with some of the items we need. Independence agencies, you guys may know them as CKs, and they see the trucks out delivering. The independence agencies always help us out. Foodland. Foodland is like our stepchildren. We're right next door, so that's your neighbor you always go to. You need a pound of sugar and you run over there.
No, not even a pound of sugar, a pinch of salt, or a or a nutmeg.
Exactly. That's how Foodland is so close to us. We hold them dearly. Jonas Brown and Hubbard's, the agency division. Oh my Lord, these people are incredible. I'm calling some of the Rubis. Rubis is a stalwart in Grenada. They donate so much and do so much in the community. We work with them all year long to, get hampers and stuff to the needy, and it's really beautiful to work with them. We work also with Coa Bank. Coa Bank give us some tents so that our vendors, when they have the Saturday shopping, people can come out and do some of that. The ambulance is going by my home, so ignore that for a minute. And Flo also helped us out with tents when we have an events. They also come and put up the tents and take it down and everything else with it. And all the members and volunteers who come out every time we have an event, to host events, to serve the guests when they come in, to ensure that everybody gets in and gets home safely. We say thank you. And thank you tremendously from the bottom of our heart. We say thank you all.
Indeed, we say thank you. We want to just spend a few minutes also to talk about your plans for the new year. But before we do that, we must take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. Nicholas, whenever I say Nicholas, you know what naturally preempts me, right? I wouldn't say. Yeah. Nicholas Snaggs, president of GAP in the Morning Time. We'll take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back, Grenada.
Welcome to Voyager, your favorite home goods store. Visit us today at our upstairs branch for the best variety in curtains, bedside lamps, Christmas decor, throw pillows, blankets, bathroom sets, and so much more. Downstairs you'll find all your home good items at the best prices. We hope to see you soon.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements, or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 for 18-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Foliage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
The curtains on this morning's segment. Again, good morning and welcome back to the program. It is just about 13 minutes on to the hour of 8 o'clock. Remind you at the top of the hour, we'll join the BBC for a bulletin of news. But right now, we head over, we join the conversation. We've lost communication with Mr. Snaggs. I think for some reason, he's trying to reconnect. We have these recurring challenges with technology as it is. We're just going to try. Nick, are you there? Great.
Yes, I'm here.
I was just saying that as with all other organizations, you've had your fair share of challenges in the past year. but certainly you look forward with open anticipation for the greater joys of what the new year has to offer for yourself as a president and GAP as an organization.
Yes, most definitely. We're looking forward to 2022 with as much optimism as we look forward to 2021. Yes, we have quite a full calendar planned for the year. We're looking to really get our health clinics up and working tremendously this year. We're looking to do at least one every quarter and in a different parish throughout the year. This we thought as critical as we go forward. As you know, with this pandemic that we have going on right now, one of the main things is knowing your baseline conditions. Yeah. Once you know what that is, you know what precautions you need to take. So on top of that, we still have a lot of people with all the non-communicable disease, the hypertension, the diabetes, the cholesterol, the obesity. All of these things are still with us. They haven't gone anywhere. The cancers, you name it, they're still here. They haven't gone anywhere. So we need to be able to give our people at least a baseline of where they are. So we have in one. We're starting out with the Diabetic Association. We do collaborative work with them and all over. So we're looking to move that to every parish this year to have that, to have more social events for seniors so that they can come out and, as you can say, exhale, to mingle with some of the different people and just be able to talk to people. We're human beings, we're social. Yeah, we cannot be cooped up in one space all the time. All of this to be done, as I said, within the protocol allowed, right? And we're also looking to partner with some of the other businesses in Grenada to try to extend our reach into the community more. And we work with, like I said, with a lot of the social agencies. So we, work with them to develop policies and stuff like that. So as we move forward, things like, the policies for the old age homes, the policy for aging, for instance, right. What happens when somebody is, everything is online now. How do you protect our elders from these fraudsters? You know them, right. Joseph. I'm sure you've been coming across
them. Ever so often.
And if you're not quick to discern, this is not legit, you can fall prey to it. And Joseph, there's so many of us. We call ourselves smart, we know better, and we still fall prey to it. Yeah?
Yes.
So could you imagine an elder person who's not so tech savvy, and these things come in? Oh, you've won $10,000. Send me $1,000, and I will send it to you. It's like, I mean, that one is quite obvious, but to somebody who is not in the best place financially and hears that, it's a big carrot, yeah? And you're looking to jump towards it. So these type of things, we need to really educate our people. And even with the banking and the financial institution, if Ms. Smith is always coming in and takes $300 to do her monthly shopping, all of a sudden she turns up and she wants $5,000. You need to start asking some questions of yourself. Ms. Smith, is everything okay? Why would you need $5,000 in cash today? You understand? All those little things can trigger off somebody to say, well, then again, somebody may say, oh, that's none of your business. Why are you asking me your business for? Listen to me. This happened to a family member of mine. Somebody was co-hosting him to go and do this. Yeah. And the bank was smart enough and called a family member to say, hey, this is going on. Why? And that's how he was checked. Yeah. In places like Canada and the United States, they have a social security section where family member or trusted friends will be contacted whenever something is not right. Yeah. And some transaction is, okay, what's going on with this? Why is this person doing this? And it's up to that person to say yes or no. They know of it. Yes, it needs to happen.
And
These
you say,
things
and you
go
say,
a long
Nick,
way of protecting us.
And we have to find ways, because we're living in an era where the technology evolves, but the criminals are becoming more divisive, and they find in creative ways. I've had my experience one technology using a couple months ago when this individual called, and I'm like, you know what? I mean, when you hear them, you know it is just totally unreal. But they change the conversation ever so often. So they never asked me for money up front. They didn't ask me. And for some unsuspecting soul, they said to me, Samsung had this crazy promotion, yada, 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 and you want this, we just going to send it to you free. All you have to do. And it's only at the end when they said to me that I got cash is mine, I got a TV, I got a phone. And then they said to me, well, all you have to do really and truly, in order to and we ship it off for you today, to complete the process, all we ask you for is a minor amount of $1,500 a note. They're not asking you for US anymore. 1,500 EC. Because in your mind, 1,500 EC, and this guy's, that's all you have to do.
Yes.
So I'm like, well, hello, take it from what you have for me. If you have 50,000, you got 50,000 US to me. Why are you asking me for 150 EC? Take it from what you have. I don't care. Take it and send the rest. Exactly. But sometimes, they can be smooth talkers, and we need to find ways to become more family oriented. Family, not necessarily by blood, but family because that we look out for our senior citizens. Because believe me, it can have a negative impact on them mentally. This is your retirement years, and somebody's trying to swindle money out of you. Trust me. I mean, think of you and I who are still within working age, and somebody's trying to rip us off. Imagine you're home, you don't have a fixed source of income, and so we need to at least be more to appeal to that softer side of us, where we say, you know what, we need to care some more.
Exactly. So, like I said, so this doesn't just happen overnight, right? Some policies have to be developed along with the financial institutions to say, okay, push the envelope a bit. How far can we go? Yeah. Right. And this is what we need to do. And this is what we do at GARP. We advocate on behalf of the older persons in the community, not just, with the food and the hampers and stuff like that, but it's other things. You're walking down the sidewalk and the sidewalk is in a deplorable state. And if your mobility is in question, that sidewalk now becomes a hazard for you.
Correct.
Yeah. As simple as that, it becomes a hazard for you. And I'm seeing something here that's happening too, is that we've put so much asphalt on the road, the sidewalk on the road is at the same level. So the drivers is not even treating it as a sidewalk, it's just an extension of the road.
An extension, yes.
Yeah, they're swerving to avoid the potholes up on the sidewalk. And we're like, really? You did not see the sidewalk? You actually drove on the sidewalk?
I saw asphalt.
So these are the type of things this is the type of things we need to pay attention to. And, I'm bringing it to that's happening. You need to pay attention to it.
Well, on the verge of 8 o'clock, I'm almost certain that you'd want to take the opportunity to extend some advanced holiday greetings to members of the agency and other individuals out there from GAP.
I would just like to say Merry Christmas to all Grenadians, the young, the old, and everyone in between. The visitors, the people that wish they were here, the people in the diaspora. We want to wish you all a warm and Merry Christmas with the peace and love of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. That is, we're celebrating. Remember what we're celebrating. Yeah, it's not all the hype on social media. It's not all the hype in the store. It's not all the hype in the advertising. It's the birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ is what we're celebrating. So keep that at the core, keep that warmth of family, and I think we will have a Merry, Merry Christmas, everyone, wherever you may be.
Indeed, and certainly it was our pleasure, Nick, working with the GB and working with your organization. We developed such a great bond and relationship. And it's interesting how we've transitioned when we went from your previous head, what's it again? Hold on, I'm getting old here. Don't tell me.
Carol Vasquez.
She's just such a sweet, wonderful soul. I mean, wow.
Oh man!
Let's not get started.
Thank you. Because most of us remember break down here and start to.
Let's not get started.
Let's not do that.
And certainly we at the GBN, we commit ourselves to the continued relationship.
Let me just say thank you to GBN. You guys are stalwart in the industry in Grenada. You're the top of the top. And I would like to say thank you to you personally, Joseph, and to all the people in the back end, and they know who they are. Thank you all for all you do for Grenada, and thank you all for all that you've done for GARP this year. And we're looking forward to partnering with you as we move forward. Thank you.
Indeed. While we at it, I want to say thanks to everyone that's been part of this journey, those of you that's on social media. And good morning to you, Julian Alexander, Veronica Sandy, and the rest of the team that's there on social media. Good morning to you, Kipling Francis. Indeed, it's always a pleasure having you. When you wake up in the morning and you know that there's your online family, those of you here, those of you in other parts of the diaspora, that we continue. Again, folks, in case you missed it, we've 12 new cases of COVID cases. We've been at 0 for quite a while. Now, when you hit 12, you start going, ooh. My guest this morning, and to the point, which is at 9 o'clock, is expected to be the health minister and the CMO. So join me for that conversation at 9 o'clock. We can well imagine it would touch and surround COVID-19, the year that was, and as we look forward to 2022. To everybody that's part of this conversation, we say thank you. Thank you, Nick. My bro, happy holidays in advance to you. Take care of yourself. Take care of the family.
Merry Christmas to you, Jojo.
And to everyone else that is out there, we say peace and love to you. May the joy and the comfort of the season resonate within you and shine your lights in your heart for better things to come in the new year. Until then, have a great one.
Rubigas, clean, safe, and reliable LPG is the perfect solution for your commercial and everyday needs. For cooking at home or barbecuing, choose Rubigas LPG cylinders. Available in a variety of sizes from 20 to 100 pound cylinders. Rubigas LPG, clean, safe, reliable. Are you cooking with Rubigas?
Get Rubis, get going.
There are those who say they care, and then there is Jediah's Pharmacy, conveniently located at the front entrance of the Bruce Street Mall, right next to a Riser Credit Union. We offer premium quality products and services, and when you need us, we are there, offering you around-the-clock service, Mondays to Fridays, 7:30 to 7 p.m., Saturdays, 9 until 7 p.m., and Sundays, 10 until 2. At Jediah's Pharmacy, we show care with a beautiful smile. Call us today at 440-5342. The number again, 440-5342. Happy holidays from the management and staff of Jediah's Pharmacy.
You're already ill and have no time or energy to walk every which way to access your healthcare needs. So come to Spice Isle Imaging on the Carenage for a one-spot stop for all your health service needs. See our in-house doctor and get your meds from the pharmacy right on location. Digital X-ray, MRI, CT scans, mammography, ultrasound, and laboratory services are also available. So for that moment when life makes demands on you, you can make demands on us. Visit us at Spice Isle Imaging, Carenage, St. George's.
I'm trying to figure out if we having a special this morning. Well, maybe they brought me back up just to say goodbye to you folks, reminding you that at the top of the hour, which is almost there, we know but to join for those of you in television, radio and television, we join the BBC for a bulletin of news. Until then, so long everybody. JC loves you. Have yourself a wonderful day again.
on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.